Welcome to your own channel, where we learn everything about civic sense and government schemes. Today, we're going to dive into something called the Pradhan Mantri Shram Yogi Mandan Yojana. It's a bit of a mouthful, I know, so we'll just call it PMPSY. Think of it as a safety net for your future, a government pension plan built for the millions of workers who are really the backbone of our entire economy. But to really get why this scheme is so important, we have to start with the challenge it's trying to solve. For so many people, this is the big, tough question, isn't it? How in the world do you plan for your old age when you don't get a steady paycheck every month? When there's no company pension plan waiting for you? This uncertainty, well, it's just the reality for our entire unorganized sector. And look, we're not talking about a small number of people here. The unorganized sector makes up about half of our entire nation's GDP. That is a massive, massive workforce, and making sure they have some form of social security isn't just a good idea, it's absolutely crucial for the health of the whole country. So who exactly are we talking about? Well, if you pull a rickshaw, if you're a street vendor, a domestic worker, a construction worker, basically if you're doing one of the countless vital jobs you see on this list, then listen up, because this explainer is for you. The PMSYM scheme was created with your exact challenges in mind. So to make all this super clear, here's what we're going to cover. We'll kick things off with why a scheme like this is so needed. Then we'll get into the nitty-gritty of what it offers, how it actually works, the good and the bad, how you can sign up, and finally, what it all means for your future. All right, let's jump into section 1. We're going to really set the stage here and understand the problem that PMSYM is designed to tackle head-on. You'll often hear this scheme called a cornerstone initiative, and honestly, that's a perfect way to describe it. It's the government's answer to that huge question we started with. The whole point is to give old age protection and social security to this huge part of our workforce that just doesn't have formal retirement benefits. At its heart, it's about dignity and about financial stability after a lifetime of hard work. So what's the solution then? Well, that brings us right to section 2, the PMSYM promise. Here, we're going to break down exactly what this scheme puts on the table and who can actually get in on it. In a nutshell, PMSYM is a voluntary and contributory pension scheme. Voluntary just means it's your choice to join. Contributory means both you and the government chip in. And the end goal? A minimum guaranteed pension once you hit 60 years old. Simple as that. And here it is, the big number. The scheme promises a minimum guaranteed pension of 3,000 rupees every single month for the rest of your life after you turn 60. It's all about having a fixed, predictable income you can count on in your golden years. Okay, so you're probably wondering, can I join? Well, the rules are pretty straightforward. You've got to be between 18 and 40 years old. Your monthly income needs to be 15,000 rupees or less. And of course, you have to be an unorganized worker. Now, here's what's really important. You can't be an income taxpayer, and you can't already be covered by other big schemes like EPF, ESIC, or NPS. This is really targeted at those who need it most. Okay, let's say you're eligible. How does this thing actually work? I mean, how does your small monthly contribution turn into a 3,000 rupee pension? Let's get into the mechanics. Now, this table is really interesting. Check it out. It shows how much your contribution changes based on when you join. If you start at 18, you only have to put in 55 rupees a month. But if you wait until you're 40, that goes up to 200 rupees a month. The lesson here is so simple. The earlier you start, the cheaper it is for you every month. And this right here, this is probably the most powerful part of the whole scheme. For every single rupee you put in, the central government puts in a rupee too. It's a perfect match. You pay 55, they pay 55. You pay 200, they pay 200. I mean, think about it. They are literally doubling your retirement savings right from the get-go. The scheme also has a built-in safety net for your family. If a subscriber passes away after they've started getting their pension, their spouse is guaranteed to receive half of that amount, so 1,500 rupees a month, for the rest of their life. It is important to note that this family pension is only for the spouse, though. Now, let's be real. No scheme is perfect. So to give you the full story, we've got to take an honest look at both the good stuff and the challenges of the PMYSM scheme. So the pros are pretty clear, right? A guaranteed pension, that amazing government match, security for your family, and it's easy to enroll. But on the flip side, the cons are also pretty significant. A fixed pension of 3,000 rupees today might not be worth as much in 20 or 30 years because of inflation. And that really low enrollment number, it points to some real-world problems.
Maybe people just don't know about it, or maybe it's just plain hard for someone with an irregular income to commit to a monthly payment, no matter how small it is.
And hey, don't just take my word for it. A parliamentary standing committee report called out this exact issue. They used the words dismal performance because of the low enrollment, covering less than 1% of the people it's meant for. It's so important to be transparent about these real-world challenges. This data really tells a story. You can see the government spending on the scheme, which is tied directly to those matching contributions, has gone down a lot. This drop basically reflects the low number of new people signing up, and it does make you wonder about the scheme's long-term health without some changes. But look, even with those challenges, for a lot of people, this scheme is still a really valuable option. So if you've weighed the pros and cons and decided it's the right move for you, how do you actually sign up? Let's walk through the process. It's pretty simple. The whole thing is designed to be really straightforward. First step, find your nearest Common Services Center, or CSC. All you need to bring are two things, your Aadhaar card and your bank passbook. Right there, you'll pay your first month's contribution in cash, sign a form so future payments can come out of your account automatically, and you'll walk away with your Pm-Sym card, which has your special pension account number on it. Yeah, the whole enrollment system is built on this huge network of common service centers, which means it should be accessible no matter where you are, even in rural areas. But it's good to know that's not your only option. If you're comfortable with tech, you can also sign yourself up online through the official Montan website or by using the Umang mobile app. Okay, let's pull all of this together. We've talked about the promise, the problems, and the process. Now let's get to the bottom line, securing your future. When you really break it all down, these are the 5 pillars of the Pm-Sym safety net. You've got a guaranteed pension, your savings are doubled by the government, there's security for your spouse, it costs very little each month, and you have flexible options to leave if your situation changes, and you can get your own money back with interest. So what it all really comes down to is this. Pm-Sym might not be the perfect one-size-fits-all solution, but it is a start. It's a step. And in a world that feels so uncertain, the real question is, what's the value of taking a guaranteed first step toward a more secure retirement? That's something really worth thinking about. If you like this information, support us with like, share, subscribe, and hit the bell icon to get the latest updates from us. If you want a video on your choice of schemes, do let us know in the comment section.